This is a Benimar Tessoro T481, and the interesting thing about this is the fact that it is just fractionally under 6 meters. It's a really compact vehicle, 5.98 meters to be precise. It's plated at 3.5 tons, so it can be driven on a standard car license. And they've got a lot into this, despite the fact that it is such a compact vehicle, which makes it brilliant, of course, if you're a little bit short of space to park it, or you want something that's a bit easy to maneuver, a bit easy to get into parking spaces, that sort of stuff. It'll do all of that, but it'll still give you pretty good accommodation. For a size, excellent. Based on the Ford, as you probably worked out for yourself by the big Ford badge on the front, and 170 horsepower, as you might also have worked out for yourself based on the big 170 horsepower sticker on the side. And we'll take a wander around this side first of all. That's the vent for the heating system. That is the inlet for the fresh water, and this is a storage area. And it actually goes, it's quite tall, you can see it goes right up there. And we've got a ladder there, which you'll understand what that's for in a minute. Infill cushion as well, spare wheel, but it goes right back across there, look. So it's quite a useful little area, that. The cassette for the toilet is just there, and if we come on right round, we've got the aerial for the TV up on top. Reversing camera on this one next to the high level brake light. We've also got the setup for the bike rack to be fitted. But it's a nice square vehicle that packs a lot into its compact size. Let's go and have a look. LPG goes in here, and in fact, although it looks quite a small opening, it is nonetheless big enough for 2 bottles, so that's very helpful. 240 volt power goes in here, and we go in here. And check this out, this is a really nice setup. Now this will sleep 4 people, and it will travel with 4 people. So there are seat belts back here for this seat. You can see as well there's a lift out section down there that means that that can be taken out. So obviously when you sat here, you sat properly facing forward. These seats swivel around, as you probably worked out for yourself. Automatic transmission on this one, the Ford steering wheel. We've got the screen here for the reversing camera and the satellite navigation, all the kind of stuff that you might expect. Now this dining table here is rather clever, because if I park myself down here, we'll find a little lever here, and we can look at this, we can move this around in and out and over and spin it. So however you want to use this, for dining or sitting working on a laptop or whatever else you want to do, you can move that into a suitable position. But the other thing that you have here is the fact that there's a button somewhere. Here it is, I think. There we go. It's height adjustable, and that means that you can bring it down. Let's take it back up to where it was. There we go. You can bring it down, and it sits on these little ledges here that are dotted around. There's one there, there's one over on that side. And that infill cushion we saw in the garage means that you can turn that into a double bed, nice sleeping area. And then if you want to sleep 2 more, not a problem. We press this button here, and we find another bed. Look at this. And it's shaped so that it goes around that. So what you can have then is 2 people down there. Obviously you might not drop this quite so far down if you've got people sleeping underneath for obvious reasons. But what's nice is the fact that if it's just 2 people, of course, you can bring this right down and have this at a nice low level. Or if you're sleeping with 4 in a sort of bunk bed configuration, you can take it up a bit, you can drop your ladder into there, and you've got plenty of room down underneath, and this on top, and that's how you sleep 4 people within a sub 6 meter vehicle. Very, very clever. Let's power that back up, and you'll get the wrong button. I meant to point out there's netting as well that goes across there, so it stops people rolling out of bed in the night. That's quite a helpful feature. And another very helpful feature is this little chap here, because if you had a power failure to that, you can manually crank that up and down. So you're not going to end up with that stuck in place if you had a problem. It's very reassuring. These windows open, of course, they've got blinds across them, of course, so these pull up like that for a night screen, or down like that for a bug screen, and the same kind of deal here for the skylight up there, and in fact that opens as well. And indeed you've also got them on here, so they pull out like that, and they pull out in the same way across the windscreen, so plenty of privacy at night. Power sockets, USB sockets, there's somewhere for a TV to go, that's up here. And in fact, that one up there is the aerial socket. I mentioned the aerial on the roof, and a power socket. So if you put a TV there, you can just run it straight off there rather than having wires dangling around the place. And then this one here, which says please refrain from using this control panel. Well, I'm going to give it a prod. There we go, because this is the Truma heating system. So it's giving you hot water and central heating. So you can go into there and you can control heating and so forth all rather nicely from there. Hot water is on there as well, etc. So that's that. Well, pretend we didn't see that. And then back here's the kitchen. They've put it right back into the corner here, so you've got quite a decent amount of space. The thing that gets criticised most on vehicles of this size is the lack of workspace in the kitchen. Normally there is literally none. There's just like your sink and your cooker, but this has got this section up here as well, which is rather nice. So you've got that, you've got your cooker here, which is a 2-burner gas plus a single electric burner. So if you're plugged into the mains, you don't need to use the gas, so you can save that. And there's an oven, of course, underneath it as well. But there's also a microwave. Look at this up here. And then the fridge is over here. So freezer compartment, fridge compartment, extractor fan in this one as well, which is nice. Storage up in places like this. Thusly. We've got our carbon monoxide alarm and our smoke alarm up here, but the other thing that we have up here then is the power system for the vehicle. So if we go into here, we can see the engine, battery, start battery, call it what you will. We've got also water tank. You can see not much in that, as you'd expect, because it's new. That one is the leisure battery, so that's the battery for the area that we're in. Water pump is switched from here, lighting is controlled from here, all that kind of stuff can be switched from there. Talking of lighting, there's some nice little bits of lighting. See it up in here? All nicely tucked away. And there's also a vent up here as well, or an extractor fan. There's storage over here, big storage actually. Look at the size of this. That is really good. Hanging rail, obviously, as you can probably work out for yourself. And the other thing we've got is this is accessed through to that little garage area we saw. You can see the spare wheel in there. And of course that is lockable from the outside for obvious reasons, because you wouldn't want people coming through that way. And there is also, I think I'm right in saying, storage underneath this one, which is accessed from outside. Yeah, there we go. So that's underneath there, and again you can see, if we slip out this way briefly, I should have shown this before we came in, shouldn't I? There we go. That's that locker there. Is it locked? No. Good. And I can show it to you. There we are. So again, access from both sides, very helpful. Locks on all of these, also essential. So, there's one thing left to show you. That's a heater outlet down there, that little chap. And that is the bathroom. And again, bear in mind this is a sub 6 metre vehicle. Look at this, proper separate shower area. That's fantastic. Shower in there, you've got lighting of course, and you've got proper doors here you can unclip and bring across. There we go, and close that right off, so you're not getting everything wet in there. Absolutely brilliant. You don't expect that in a vehicle this size. Sink, toilet. Again, the opening window, obviously it's opaque glass on this one for a bit of privacy, but even there you've still got your night blind that comes up, your bug screen that comes down, so if that's open you don't get the bugs in, and again there's an opening one up above, so you've got a bit more ventilation, a bit more light, but again it'll close off, and these are a bit of storage in here. Fantastic. But that is excellent, isn't it? If you saw that and you didn't see the outside of the vehicle, you'd assume it was a much bigger vehicle than it is, because you don't normally get that in one like this. And you don't really feel like you're losing, because you've still got this great social space here, you've still got that decent sized kitchen, you've got the bed that comes down from the ceiling. It does cover an awful lot of bases, this one, has to be said. And that is about the size of that. Massive thanks to Marquis Motorhomes and Caravans. They've organised this tour. Huge thanks as ever to you guys for watching it. But do let me know what you think of that one, because I think that is quite impressive. And we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.